Hello.
Hello.
We were just working out how to. It's been so
How to
long.
record.
How to record. And then Fiona said, "Don't you just press the red button?" Hello. Yes, you do.
I'm clever like that.
Yes, you are. So everyone's been saying that I don't look very tanned.
You don't really. I look more tanned than you.
And there's a reason for that, isn't there?
There is.
Yes.
I've been faking it.
You've been
a
faking
bit,
it.
haven't I?
Yes, you have. Because I put factor 30 on, because I don't fancy skin cancer.
No, well, I think
I didn't go to get a suntan.
No, good. Go where?
Is it Spain?
Yeah.
And Korea. No.
No.
Let's not go there.
Yeah, you've been away for a while, haven't you, babe?
I have been away for a while. Been away, all right. Been away. That's a euphemism for been to prison in the East End, as if I went, I've been away for a while.
But you haven't been to prison.
I haven't been to I haven't been to prison. I did a vlog from Korea with Anonymous.
Anonymous, correct, you did. Yeah.
So I couldn't have been in prison.
No.
Could have been an open prison, I suppose, by the river.
So you've been in Spain for 6 weeks.
Yes. I've been in Spain for 6 weeks, which was, it was good. It was good. It was challenging, really. I mean,
It wasn't it?
The heat.
Yeah. You were worried about that.
I was worried about it. I was right to be worried about it. I hardly sleep. The language was a real challenge because I was in a place where they had really strong accents and spoke really fast. But it took me a while, but I got into it. And I can get by. I can get by now in Spanish reasonably well.
You did really, really well.
Yeah, reasonably well. So
you started cracking a few jokes in Spanish, didn't you?
I did. I was really pleased about that because that's the thing that goes with language.
Did you do any dreaming in Spanish?
I did. I told you I dreamed, but I wasn't dreaming in Spanish. I was translating the stuff in Spanish and speaking. So it was just because mentally it was really tiring. And so that was good. And then back for 10 days, and then away for back for a week, and then away for 10 days.
Yeah.
In Korea, which was really good. Good chance to get to spend some time with Keris, and that was really good. Had a good time.
Yeah.
It's difficult with well, it's not difficult actually. With we get on well, but it's spending that time with any amount of time with anyone, there's frustrations and niggles, but it was good fun.
Yeah, it sounded it. Good.
It was, yeah. What have you been up to?
Yeah.
You're posting some vlogs on your own, going solo.
What have
I noticed they're not as popular as when I'm involved. I noticed that. I noticed the numbers don't lie.
Thanks for that.
No, it's all right because my video Keris is not that many.
Right. Well,
you got likes on yours as well.
Have I? Yeah. I didn't even realise that.
Yes, I thought you'd done them yourself.
I'd not seen it.
Okay.
Ah.
Yeah. So what have we come back to?
Well, I think we did really well, considering we were apart so long. That was okay, wasn't it?
It was,
we coped really well.
Well, we've been talking about this interdependency and codependency in relationships. I was talking to some friends last night, and they're saying about the difference between codependency and interdependency. And that codependency in relationships where you actually really depend and need.
When you feel like you can't manage without that person.
Yeah, and that can happen a lot in relationships if you're not careful. But there's also some of it is a kind of trust thing as well, isn't it? That, that I don't think we've had a problem with.
No, absolutely not.
And that's great. So that gives you that freedom.
Yeah.
Then to do what you want to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that was, I think, all that was really good. Really good from that perspective.
Yeah, but also we were in touch quite a lot, weren't we?
We were in touch quite a lot, and it's the beauty of you know, sort of digital media and stuff and whatever it's called, social media, you know, stuff,
Yeah.
that you can social digital media.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah, but yeah, that makes it really easy to stay in touch, which is obviously helps things.
Yeah, it was super duper easy. It was more difficult in Korea because I knew sometimes when I wanted to talk to you, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning for you, and I'd sit there trying to use the power of my mind to wake you up.
That was how did you get on with that?
A couple of times, I think it actually worked.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Maybe you just got up to go to the loo.
Well, I think that's probably what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
There was one time when you were up really, really early, and I said, "Oh, what are you doing up?" And then he replied, and I sent a comment at the same time, and I said, "You sensed me." And at the very same moment, you sent a message saying, "I knew Liverpool were playing."
Yeah, I wanted to get the Liverpool result. Yeah. Yeah, it was a moment of madness on my part. If only I'd waited a couple of seconds, I could have got lots of points for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah, and yeah, so we've come back to the same sorts of some of the things we wanted to, I think, talk about, like blending.
Yeah, it's all definitely. Really. We've been together 6 months now.
Yeah. 2 months of which we've been apart.
True, that's very true.
But
does that count?
Of course it does. Yeah, of course it does, because
that's quite a long time, really, isn't it?
yeah. I mean, yeah. If you're teenagers, it's quite long. Yeah, I mean, you know, the time's an interesting one, and really, to a certain extent, doesn't really feel particularly relevant in a way. But yeah, 6 months.
Yeah.
But I think it's more relevant for our kids and things, because
exactly,
you know, the time they say, I've read stuff that, you know, you should wait sort of about 6 months before you introduce a new partner to your kids. Presumably because you want to make sure that as relationships, you know, you're not introducing lots of sort of partner, or if it doesn't work, and you know,
it's just upsetting, isn't it?
Upsetting, yeah.
It's more loss.
Because that's what your youngest daughter said, wasn't it? About, you know, she said, "What if you split up?"
Yeah, she has. She's quite worried about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's possibly less to do with the time we've been together and being aware of that, but possibly more to the realisation that relationships sometimes don't work because of the nature of this. You know, the separation, divorce thing. But yeah, so we're still trying to work through that and get the right balance to not. The separation of lives is really one. You know, these are things we were talking today that you don't really think before you get into this situation. I mean, you shouldn't be a determining factor whether you stay in a relationship that, you know, obviously, you know, you're not happy with. That you think, gosh, what's the alternative? Or I'm going to have to do all these things that I haven't thought of. But it's things that we now have to face.
Yeah.
So, you know, we can feel a bit like we've got separate lives.
Yeah.
Segmentation of those lives.
Yeah.
You know, I can't come around whenever I want. I can't even talk to you whenever I want. It feels. You know, I can't just. Well, I can call you, but you know, you might not be accessible, and we don't do that. We don't just. Certainly that way round. I don't just call you out of the blue, and you know, we've been saying about me coming round, and I've come round a bit more.
Yeah.
But you know, staying over or doing that sort of thing, we're trying to look after and think about your children's feelings in this and sensitivities, which you know, some people just, and there's not no right or wrong here, but some people just go big bang and sort of then go, the kids will adjust. So
yeah, we were saying earlier, weren't we, that there is no right or wrong. We just got to go with what we think is right for our kids.
Yeah.
But that's frustrating for us because we probably like to move things maybe a bit more quickly than we're able to.
Well, I think because I think it's about that separation, segmentation of our lives again, isn't it? It's quite, we have to pick up the burden of that, I suppose, and so we're sensitive to it. But it'd be easier for us and better for us, I think, if we could move it along quickly. But it wouldn't. We feel it wouldn't be better for our children.
No, and I think that's right.
Well, we think it's right,
yeah.
And again, we don't know because maybe they would be fine, might be better. We just don't know. All we can use is our judgments.
And then I start thinking, we were so brave at the beginning somehow, weren't we? We talked a lot about fear and making leaps of faith, and then suddenly we're being a little bit more cautious again, it seems like.
Brave in what sense?
We were brave to leave our last relationships.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like we're being quite cautious again now.
And I think we talk about that every now and then, that kind of timidity that you make that big leap and then you think, well, like, say you don't carry on with it and go, okay, we're going to be brave again.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because you sort of feel the trauma that you've inflicted to a certain extent, and you think, well, I don't want to then add more to it. So, that trauma is hard to sort of adjust, accept whatever it is, to carry on and do something else that might cause more issues, but it might not be the right thing. I mean, it might be better to plough forward and just say, well, okay, here's the new reality.
Who knows?
No, we'll see. We don't know.
No. But we're slowly doing some blending, aren't we?
Well, we are, and it strikes me also, this probably comes down to the codependency bit as well, because we're not codependent, then we don't actually need to, what do we need to, in a tradition, this is a difficult one, a lot of relationships seem to me to be codependent.
Yeah.
There's a separation of tasks in the home. What men and women typically do. Often it can be, unfairly and unbalanced. The woman doing a lot of the housework, a lot of the cleaning, a lot of the washing, and then the man doesn't do that. So that requirement for that, I do all of that myself, and you do all that yourself. So what would we need to actually be? We don't need that. It's not functional. It's an emotional bit then, and even then, emotionally, I don't think we're necessarily codependent. I think it's called interdependency, that we decide to be together and want to be together, and that's the thing that we want to achieve. But we don't need it functionally.
No,
we don't need to live together. We don't need to, do any of that. So if we don't need that, then that means that we can take it at whatever pace we want. Whereas maybe if you're used to a codependency thing, you don't think about it. You rush the next thing. You go, oh, I need this, and we're going to plug it together. So,
true.
I don't know. I'm just speculating that that might be.
Yeah, no, it's true. There's no need for us to rush.
No.
Apart from our age.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you run out of years. Yeah, and I think that's the thing again that we've talked about before, isn't it? That you just have to get on with things. But you do these things at our age, and I think this is quite often an age where this sort of thing happens.
Yeah. Definitely.
And then you can't mess around. So, and we don't want to do that either, but there's probably a bit of caution in there.
Yeah. I think we will just know, though, when it's the right time for us to do whatever.
Yeah, and we don't know what that.
Far,
yeah, we don't even know what that is.
Yeah, and it's all been really. I've really enjoyed everything so far. I really enjoyed it when our kids all got together. Have we talked about that?
No, I don't think we have.
No. So your one daughter and my two, we all met up and had a meal, didn't we? We played on the arcades, and went for a meal and then went for a ridiculously massive ice cream afterwards.
We did.
And then came back to mine.
Yeah.
And it was a really lovely evening, I
Yeah.
thought. Everybody got on so well.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. So we have started doing things like that.
And I really enjoyed it. And because my girls are younger than yours, they sort of look up to her a bit, I think. And constantly asking me when we're seeing her again.
Yeah. Yeah, which, that's nice.
Yeah, it's really positive.
And I think that way around is good. It's more, rather than us pushing it onto them, it's a pull from them that they're saying,
right.
And I think it's the same with, us seeing them, like you seeing, my daughter, me seeing yours, is they're going, well, when are we going to see? And that's a really,
definitely.
that feels positive.
Yeah.
Rather than, why is he always around?
Not again. Yeah.
And that relationship, building that relationship up and having a solid basis for that. They say, we like, your daughter say they like me, or
they really like do. You. It's nice.
Yeah, and so it doesn't mind. She really likes you a lot, and that's really nice.
It is. It really is.
But
it's mutual.
We're in different positions because my daughters don't live with me all the time, so that it's invisible what I do.
Yeah.
Which brings us neatly, and I'm just conscious of the time for this vlog because it's quite a long time. I'm surprised.
Isn't it? How did that happen?
I don't know. I thought that as well. I thought the time must be wrong. But we want to talk briefly about little Henry.
Have you got a picture of him?
Oh, I haven't. And it might be distressing. I could go and get the. Do
your. What's the thing I'm looking for? What's the word? Your impression of him.
No, I can't do an impression.
Because you look just like him. Yes, you can. Go on. Oh yes, that's just like the picture.
Yeah.
On the Dogs Trust website.
Don't be getting there first and not telling you any more. Someone will get in there and nick him. The little pooch.
Are we going tomorrow to have a look at him?
I think we are going to go tomorrow to have a look at him and see.
Is he our son?
My son, little boy.
Our son.
Yeah.
Our joint child.
New arrival. Yeah. I think that's probably enough for now, isn't it? I'm not sure we've covered a great deal in a way, just to catch up, I suppose.
Yeah. And we're back.
And we're back, and we're going
still
to do
together.
more of these. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Good. Okay. All right. Well, that's enough for now. We'll